All right? Isn't it? It's all right. It is very nice to see you all again here. I think this is the first puja we are having in this place. And I hope you were all comfortable and convenient for you to come here. Today is really a very great day. It's an Adi Shakti, to celebrate Adi Shakti and what is the origin of this Adi Shakti. I've never talked about it. This is the first time I'll tell you that Adi Shakti is the primordial mother, is the power of God that wanted to create this world. And she herself managed to create this great world. Can't you all sit down? There's no space for them or what? Please be seated. Why are they standing?
They all sit down.
Huh?
They all sit down.
तो आहे.
They all sit.
मध्ये मागे तर वर बसले तर बसलेत सगळे बसले.
म्हणून उभे आहेत बिचारे. बसू दे ना खुर्चीवर.
हा मागे खुर्च्यांवर बसलेत मध्ये.
There are chairs behind you. It's all right, you can sit on chairs.
तिकडे बसलेत ते सगळे बसलेत खुर्च्यांवर बसलेत.
हां, पण ते मागे आहेत ते तिकडे. This is all falling down. As far as possible, be comfortable. Don't strain yourself unnecessarily. I hope you all find some place to be seated comfortably. So today I am going to tell you about Adi Shakti, which is a very, very ancient subject. Adi Shakti is the power of God Himself. And she created this world to bring His kingdom on this earth. You can imagine there was nothing but darkness. And out of this darkness, she had to create all these beautiful, picturesque trees and all kinds of vegetation. That she did create. But what is the use having all these things which do not speak, do not understand. There's no manifestation with them. Of course, some of the trees and some of the flowers do receive beautiful vibrations and they grow very well. But not all. Some of them. For example, I must tell you that here flowers have no fragrance. All the flowers, they have no fragrance. I've been going around to see if there were flowers of fragrance. But what they do is to grow them big. They are very big, much bigger than you can find them anywhere. But there is no fragrance. While in a poor country like India, the flowers have tremendous fragrance. Even small flowers have tremendous fragrance. Now, what is the speciality of the fragrance in India and nowhere else? Nowhere. Some flowers may be having little fragrance, but there is no fragrance in the flowers that are grown so beautifully, full of love and care. But lots of wild flowers also in India have got fragrance. What is the reason? They say that the soil of India has fragrance. How can you have fragrance in the soil? But it is a fact. What I am saying is not just a story, but a fact that in India, any flower that you grow mostly has fragrance. While here that's not the case. Neither it is in any other country. You go to Norway or you go to Germany, any other country you go, you won't find any fragrance in the flowers. It is very shocking. Why? There is no fragrance in flowers. When this world was created, there was no fragrance. But in some areas there was. Especially areas which we call as India and otherwise. It is unbelievable that here or anywhere abroad there are no flowers with fragrance. So now you are born here. You have brought the fragrance. You are the people who are realized souls and you have got the fragrance to spread. So your responsibility double, I think, that you must spread fragrance. Fragrance is something very innate. Even this soil, which we should say is without fragrance, the people have fragrance in their character, in their behavior, in their understanding. And there is peace which they are aspiring. I don't say they are peaceful, but they are aspiring to have peace. This aspiration only suggests that fragrant people, that they are very fragrant. What is a fragrance in a human being is his nature, his temperament, how he is, and how he behaves towards others. All the countries all over still not aware that you have to become fragrant. If they were to be aware, then all wars will end, everything will finish off, and they will know we are all one. We do not belong to different countries or anything, which we have made. God has not made friend. We have made. This is your country, this is their country, and country-wise we fight. This country belongs to no one. This belongs to God. But people stupidly fight on the countries that this is our country, this is our country. Now I have traveled all over the world. I wouldn't say any country as their own. Because if you own a country, you should have fragrance. You should have temperament which will make other people feel that you come from countries of fragrance. Won't have to argue. But one country fighting with another country. Everywhere it goes on, you read in the newspaper all the time, we see this nonsense. That countries are fighting. And the more they are developed, better they are. In this development of theirs, I hope they rise and become spiritual. And they develop fragrance. But this fighting spirit of human beings has come from Satan, I think. That they are killing themselves, killing others, destroying the whole world. You read newspaper, you feel so ashamed how human beings are going on. So all the Sahaja Yogis should not support any kind of fight. They are not. They are here to bring fragrance to people, to bring happiness, to joy, and not to fight. That is one of the first duties of Sahaja Yogis, not to join anything which hates, which fights, which creates problem. These fighting spirits have destroyed the fragrance of the soil. If people become loving and affectionate, this soil itself will become fragrant. First thing we must learn is to love each other and not to hate anyone. There are so many ways of hating. This also human quality. Animals do hate because they are animals. Human beings can't be animals. We are human beings, and as human beings, what we should have is love, affection, and no hatred of any kind. Now, as you are Sahaja Yogis, I would say that you should try to develop your loving capacity instead, instead of fighting capacity or criticizing others. Very easy to criticize, but try to understand that our soil itself has no fragrance. How are we to bring fragrance to this soil? This is only if people live here, have affection and love for each other. This is the most important thing. When creation took place, it was only through affection. Otherwise, what was the need for nature to create all these things? All this is for what? To make you feel beautiful. All these trees are beautiful to make you feel good, to feel one with the nature. In that way, we human beings have not contributed. Now, I'm not saying Sahaja Yogis. They are rare and they are wonderful and they have done a good job because they consider love is the highest. But you have to show to others also that you want to love them because they should love each other. The whole world is created because there was love. Otherwise, what was the need to waste energy on these continents and all these different countries? Was not to fight, was not to hate each other or to think no end of yourself, but to love each other, to have more brothers and sisters. As in Sahaja Yoga, you feel that way. You have brothers and sisters all over. Today, when I was coming, I was so happy to see there were people from all over Europe and also from India. How is it possible? Because you have developed that love. Because you have that love, that innate love. So wherever you go, wherever you meet people, they should say that we have seen Sahaja Yogis who are nothing but love. They are not bothered as to what you are, what your position is, or anything. They only know that you are a Sahaja Yogi and a Sahaja Yogi loves other Sahaja Yogis. This is a very big achievement. It was never there, as there is no fragrance in the soil, no fragrance in the human beings. Now that has come. Now you have got the capacity to love each other and to help each other and to understand each other, not to criticize and not to insult or in any way defame them. This I am saying because you are all rare people who are Sahaja Yogis. How many people there are Sahaja Yogis, you see? Very few. We have to have more Sahaja Yogis. That they understand that we are all part and parcel of one country. And that country is of love. This when it happens, then we'll say that Sahaja Yoga has worked out. Helping each other, understanding each other, that should be there. And I think Sahajogis do understand each other and they love each other. But still, it should go more than their limits. Many people don't understand that Sahaja Yoga is not for them only, it is for the whole world. You have to give it to others and you have to bring forth what you call unity of love. In love, you don't see wrong things. You just enjoy love. And that is what is to be seen in today's puja, is that do we bear any hatred for anyone? Do we have ill feelings for anyone or for any country? We should try to examine yourself. If you are a real Sahajogi, you will hate no one. You will hate no one, but you will love. And love as your own. Love is the biggest thing that God has given human beings. And that is what one has to try to develop it. I am so happy here. Now you have come all the way to celebrate this first day. First day of your growth as Sahaja Yogis. Now, if the Sahaja Yogis spread out and become Sahajogis and Sahajogis, then your job is finished. Because then you are enjoying the joy of oneness. So one has to do it in a way that we all become one. There is nothing to criticize or to hate anyone, but to love each other is the point. And there I find there are so many Sahajogis who have achieved that loving level. And there are some still who are struggling. They haven't come up to that level. Some, not many. Sahaja Yoga means we are one. We are all Sahajogis, but not separately, together. If one understands this fact, you have celebrated today's great day of Adi Shakti. Why did Adi Shakti create this world? Why did all these happen? Why don't we think why so much of love, so much of prosperity has been given to us? We never realize where are we and how much we have got. It's not the money, but the love. And when you will understand, we really love each other and there is no hatred. There is no revenge, nothing, but just love and love and love. This is what is the message of today. We all have to be loving each other. We have to have all kinds of rituals, but it is only expression of our love. It's not just a ritual. It is love. When you have love of the mother, how do you express? In the same way, we have to know that today we have to promise that for us, love is the most important. We should love People don't even love in their own families. I'm not talking to such people, I know. They love their own families, their own village, their all surroundings, everywhere. But still, the world is going on with wars, fighting, and all kinds of troubles. The whole world has to come up to love each other. There is no other solution but to love. And in that love, there is no selfishness, but enjoyment. And that enjoyment you should feel and give it to others. I'm sure you all Sahaja yogis are doing that. And you are seeing the mistakes of the others and not to get anybody into trouble. Love is the message of Adi Shakti. Now you think about it. One Adi Shakti created the whole world. How she must have done it? What she must have planned? How she must have organized it? It's not an easy thing. Only because she loved. Her love is the expression that you are all there. And that is why to be one with her, one should learn to love. Of course, in that you have to know that you should forgive. If you don't know how to forgive and find mistakes of other people, you won't help. What is your now job is to see that you are loving, that there is no hatred for anyone. You don't think of hating someone or hitting somebody. This has to work out. I'm sure this will work out in all the European countries and Indian continent. Those who are developed are fighting. Those who are not developed are fighting. They have their own style of fighting. That's the only difference. But there is no love. If you want to have love, then you feel sorry. Supposing I see some country, X country, then it is very easy for me to criticize that this country is very bad, the people are bad, this is bad, that is. But I think potentially they are all fine, very good people. Somehow or other I should be able to make them understand that. If they understand what is love and enjoy love, there will be no problems of any kind. Only human beings know how to love. Nobody else. Animals also love, but their love is so limited. But human beings, their love is so beautiful. They look beautiful only when they love. So I have to tell you not to make cheap love, but a love that you will enjoy and that another person will also enjoy. It's something to be understood. The way people understand love is sometimes very ridiculous. So one has to first understand what is love. Also to understand whether you love or not. You really love the world, if you really love this creation of God, then there should be no hatred. There should be no fights. But just to see the good points. As a mother would see her child You should see the whole world as a beautiful piece that God has created for you. This subject is so lengthy that I can talk to you for hours. But I have to just say that if you can understand little bit of it is this: we all should have love for each other. And we should have understanding. Look at the small children, they love each other. They haven't learned yet how to hate. But if the children are not brought up well, they can hate each other. They can be very ridiculously funny. And so many countries today are like that. They are just fighting because they do not love. Now, so Sahaja Yogis have a much greater job, much greater life, that they have to show that love is a very great thing. It doesn't matter whether you are Hindu, Christian, this, that nonsense. We are all human beings and we have a right to love. And if you manage somehow to love people, I tell you, Sahaja Yoga will settle down. Sahaja Yoga is like a tree which requires love as the water. Try this. Try around your life and you will find that how love pays itself. Not to be seen by how much you spend or what you do. It's not that you count all those things. It's just like an ocean floats everything around. You become like that, a typical personality of Sahaja Yoga. So all the Sahaja Yogis must decide today that we are going to forgive all the people we hate. And we are going to love all of them. Let us see if it works out. I'm sure it will work out. Because first of all, you are all realized souls. And secondly, love is the biggest boon on human beings, which if you utilize, there will be no problem of any kind. So thank you very much.